you can do.
It is episode 6 of the Halo podcast. I'm your host, Josh Schmidt. This is a very special episode because, well, finally we can do a show without having to listen to John talk about how he hates the Halo 3 PR. No, I'm just playing. But it is a very special episode because I got my boys, my flesh and blood. What's going on?
Yo,
What up?
So Ethan and Gavin, they are both Ethan's 20. He's as old as the original Halo. Gavin's
Yep.
18. And I mean, we've been playing forever. If you guys are watching this on YouTube after the fact, you're seeing that warthog or that mongoose just fly through the air. Ethan, I'm going to have you tell us why are we playing a mode like this where you guys are just shooting me?
Okay, so pretty much during Halo 2, when we were really, really young, we used to play on, what was it, Blood Gulch?
Yep.
Yeah, and we would churn the health all the way up and make sure the vehicles couldn't blow up, and Dad would take a warthog and drive around, and me and Gav would shoot him with tanks, and he would fly around the map. And it was super funny. He'd just go all over the map spinning, and we would shoot him with our tanks and laugh. And we'd all be on split screen too, and so it was super funny watching his screen and watching us shoot him all at the same time.
We spent a half hour trying to relive these moments because one, they only had Halo Reach and Halo 3 downloaded on the Master Chief Collection. So I was like, okay, well, 3, it wasn't going to work. We jumped into Reach here, and every time I would change the setting, it would change another setting that I had already fixed once. So it took us like 30 minutes to try to get this to work. But Gavin was so young when we did this; he doesn't even remember. Gav, looking back, what do you think is your first memory of playing Halo? Do you recall?
I remember the Halo 3 midnight launch.
Ooh,
But that was about it. For like as far back. I don't remember 2 at all.
Okay, I mean you were super young, you know. You were super young. So that makes sense. So
Might have been my first midnight launch.
okay, let's talk about that because I know Ethan's got some stories about that. Like Gav, what do you remember about that launch?
Very little. I remember thinking it took like 4 hours. That's so young.
We were standing in line for a long time, right?
Was that the one you brought your guitar?
That was so Halo 3 was in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and I know Ethan was with me for that one, but
maybe I don't remember it.
I don't know if Gav was there. I think he was asleep.
Maybe it was a Call of Duty one that I remember.
GameStop would have me come play at some of the midnight releases for different games, and I think that one you're talking about was Call of Duty. It might have been Halo 4 or Halo Reach though. There is a chance it was one of those. So Ethan, I know you went to Halo 3. What do you remember about?
I'm pretty sure that was also my first what is it? What's it called?
Midnight release or midnight launch?
Yeah, the midnight launches. That was the first one I ever went to, and I wanted to go to every single one after that. It was so much fun. Literally, I remember just sitting in line, seeing people like coming out with like energy swords or in costumes and stuff, lining up. The line was so long, and we were just all waiting for the game, and it was so fun, and it was late. I remember like being so young, hearing people like cuss for the first time was like one of the craziest things. Because I was so young and hardly heard anything like that. So hearing them all like cussing here and there, I was like, "What is going on?" I was freaking out in my little mind, bro. I was like, "What are they saying?"
Okay, so maybe
but it was a lot of fun.
ODST, did that have a midnight launch?
I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah,
maybe that's what I remember.
Okay,
that was 2009.
Yeah, that's very possible. That's very possible. So I'm gonna throw. I was asking Ethan about this, Gavin. I wonder if you remember, but do you remember how Mike would always make us? Mike was like a really good friend of mine. He would always make us play against each other because he wanted to see if you guys could beat me. Do you remember him having us do that?
I don't remember playing against you and having them wanting us to play. I do remember going against people though.
I remember
He'd
like
make me.
all of my friends thought they were the best at Halo. So then I'd be like, all right, play my dad.
Oh, Dad was final boss in Halo back in the day. He was one of the best.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, Ethan didn't remember this either, but there was a time at Mike's house that he wanted me to play against you and Ethan. And we were on, I think the map is called Foundry. Okay, I'm pretty sure. And it's the map where you start on the beach and then there's a tunnel that has a sniper in it. And
It's on
then
the
you can
right side, Gav.
yeah, and then you can head up to a base that has like a dish. There's like a dish up there, and it's a relatively small map. It's not Zanzibar because that was like the Halo 2 map. This was like the map that was in the Halo 3 beta. And you guys versus me is how it went down. And we were down to the last kill.
Oh yeah.
And I had and actually I don't even know if it was you two versus me or if we just did a free for all. I think it might have been a free for all, and both Ethan and I were shooting at you for the final. Like the game was super super close. We were all like we played to like either 25 or 50, and we were all at like 47 to 49. And we were we were both shooting at you, or he was shooting at me, and I was shooting you. Everybody was screaming. It was the closest you guys had ever come to beating me.
Beating you.
I think I
And
kind of remember that.
I mean, we were laughing and like it was. I don't know. It's a very fond memory as I look back because like, you guys just kept getting better and better and every time because we wouldn't play like all the time, but then when we would, it was like, oh, they're getting. I remember that when
Yeah.
I was sweating. I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm sweating. But I want to hear about your guys' Halo experiences. Like, um, you guys did a lot of things that I didn't do. So like Gav started off for us a little bit. Like, what were some of the things you remember doing the most in Halo, or that you had the most fun doing?
Julian and I, every time he'd come over, we'd do the last mission, but from the first part on Legendary. But we weren't good enough to beat it, so we'd get like
Oh
we get to
yeah.
the building before you fight. Was it Forge or whatever his name was?
Oh yeah, like the little orbital
Little
dude.
ghost thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Guilty Spark or whatever.
Yeah. Guilty Spark.
Yeah, we'd
I
get there and then die over and over again. So then we'd skip to the second part because it
okay.
was like two different missions.
I remember
gotcha.
watching you guys play that so much.
That or Forge with like the racing tracks.
Oh, those were good too.
There was so much to do, right? Like if you
So
were like a
much.
creative person, you could like sit and build stuff for hours. You could play other people's games. Like it wasn't just about the shooter. Like there was so much. Like people would get so creative where it was like they'd use King of the Hill like locations. Like once you hit them, that would be like your checkpoint while you're racing.
Oh yeah.
Like I jumped into a game the other day where it was duck hunt and we were stuck on jumpers and somebody like created a TV within Halo 5 and you sit with a sniper, and because of how far the distance was on the map, it looked like all you were seeing were ducks jump up into the screen and then jump back down, and you would try to snipe them, and I was just
That's
like,
awesome.
what is this craziness? Ethan, what were some of the things that you used to do in Halo that you just spend hours and hours?
Other than going for like level 50s and stuff in the like ranked matches, I think what I did.
Oh,
Oh, your
did we
headset
lose
cut
him?
out. Wait, I think he's back.
Hello?
There,
Hello?
he's back. You're back. You're back.
What happened was me and my buddy Race that lived down the street would play. We'd go into his dad's office and sit at his computer on YouTube for hours when I would go over and sit the night at his house, and we would just be looking at all these different glitches that you could do in story mode because we really wanted to get recon, and we couldn't get recon like the legit way. So we found every single glitch. Like we would find them in story mode, do all the glitches and Easter eggs in story mode and forge. We could like remember in Halo 3 you could take like screenshots and stuff and put them on your profile.
Yep.
Yeah, we would do like we would have some crazy screenshots of our arms missing or like we'd have really, really big arms or we're holding a gun like in a really weird way or
Yeah.
we could make a ghost. Oh, there's one in Forge where we could literally make a ghost fly around like a banshee would. Like there were so many random things that we figured out and could do. And we would just go on YouTube and watch all these glitches for hours, and then we would just do them ourselves for so long. That was probably what I did most, honestly, in Halo 3.
There was a way, I don't know if you guys remember seeing me do this or if you guys remember doing it, but in Halo 2, the rockets would lock on. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
we had figured out a way to where like you could fire a rocket if you were like in a warthog or something like that. I can't remember exactly, like at a ghost, but then you would destroy the ghost and rockets would just continue spinning around the map because they'd lose their target, but they wouldn't. And so they would just fly in circles. And so that was always like something that was just kind of cool to do.
Wasn't
Uh,
there a sword glitch in Halo 2 as well? Something to make you fly? You know what I'm talking about?
you'd pull out rockets and then you would switch to your sword and hit it and you would watch people just Superman across. There was also like the super jump. I don't know if you guys remember doing that, where it ended up putting you up like you could get to crazy locations and stuff that typically accessible, So and it sucked. Somebody with a sniper would super jump and they'd be at the very top of something, and you're like, oh my gosh, like we're never getting them out of here. So
Oh, what
okay,
was
go
the beach map with
like
like the spinning
Zanzibar,
thing in the middle?
Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Uh, it
The
might
name
be.
might have been different in Halo 3, but the original name was Zanzibar. They may have changed it
Oh,
for 3, but
Last Resort was the one in Halo 3.
There was
Pretty sure.
birds on the beach that you could shoot out of the sky,
that's right.
and I'd do that for so long.
Just shoot the birds.
Yeah, because I was so bad at multiplayer.
So I know something that you guys absolutely loved is when we would get together for holidays and we would do LAN parties.
Oh, yes.
Like get a bunch of cousins together. Like what Gav, do you remember doing any of these LAN parties with like Jake and Caleb and stuff like that?
Brad.
I don't think so. No.
And Brad?
Dude, yeah. Me, Gav, you don't remember that? You don't
No.
remember that? Dude, me, Brad, Jake, and Gav, I'm pretty sure Gav would do it with us. We would like we would play the map Gav was talking about with the big ring in the middle. It's Last Resort on
Last
Halo
Resort on
3.
Halo 3. Yeah.
Yeah. We would literally just like we would go into Forge and just pretend that we are shooting at a bunch of stuff like we were just using our imagination in game and just like just shooting a bunch of random stuff and thought we were like fighting zombies or something. I don't know. It was just something random like that. But we used to do that so much on that map every single time when they would come and we would bring our Xboxes or whatever. I remember doing that a lot.
Well, and this was in Halo 2, so I know it would probably be hard for Gavin to remember. There was one time, and Gavin may have been playing, but there was one time when we got my dad to play. Do you remember that, Ethan? At Uncle Ken, we were at Ken's house, and like Jeremy was there, and my dad was like, I have to be named Dutch because that was Arnold Schwarzenegger's name on Predator. And so you would just randomly see him running around like just shooting straight up in the air, spinning circles.
I actually don't remember that, but that would be such a fun time.
Well, the other thing that was like you would like when we played with you and I were versus Ken and Jake. And I mean, I know you've heard this story over and over again, but like literally I was like, hey, there's someone in the base, and you were like, don't worry, Dad, it's just Ken.
It's just
And then
Ken.
and then you wiped him out, and like Yeah, he still brings that up all the time. Well, he would even have like people come in and watch you. Like he had like some people visiting, and they would just sit and be like, "What? Like how is
What's
this little
going on?
kid? How is this little kid playing these games?"
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I played Halo 3. I seriously probably have just as many hours on that game as I do any other game that I've grinded constantly. Like I literally played Halo all the time when I was younger, especially Halo 3. Like I grinded that game a ton.
I hope nobody saw me throw that nade at Gavin right there.
Poor Gav. He's got me lasering him in his
Uh-oh, do we lose Ethan again? It sounds like his mic might have cut out a little bit.
back. Get out again.
No, there you go. You're back.
He
You're
lasering
back.
in his back. Dad throwing nades at it.
Yeah, yeah. Good times. Good times. So I know we were talking about this, like the Halo 4 launch. Like, and I know it's like because I think we played through it so fast, but like I bought 3 copies of Halo 4 so that we could all play it, and then we could not get all 3 of our Xboxes to connect. And so Gav and I actually played upstairs, split screen, and then do you guys remember getting game fuel from Mountain Dew? That like,
Oh yes,
do you remember that at
dude.
all, Gav? That
What's
orange
game
Mountain Dew.
fuel?
It was a
It feels
Mountain
the
Dew
Mountain
that
Dew.
had like it was like a orange melon flavor, and it had extra caffeine. That was like the whole marketing shtick with it. It was like extra. If you look it up, Gav, I bet you'll be like, oh my gosh, I do remember this because I think your mom was like, I don't want them having Mountain Dew. I'm like, okay, I'll make sure they don't have any.
Yeah.
Like, and then you guys totally had some. So I mean, we used Doritos during Halo 4. Like Doritos had like double XP
Oh yeah.
if you scan the bag. And so I would just get random texts from your mom with codes from bags that she wasn't buying.
Yeah. I remember sitting in the
I
stores while she's just sending you
stuff
pictures.
like that. Oh, that's too funny.
And here's what was cool is Doritos knew people were doing that, so they would make the codes work twice. So
Really?
even if I stole their code, they still had a chance to use it. So that was good. But yeah, she would send me every time. I'd just be sitting there, be like, "Oh, son, I get a picture of Doritos." I'm like, "Oh, yep, there's the code. Perfect. This works. This works great." But no, we've kind of been talking about the Halo 4 campaign a little bit, and none of us really remember all that much about it. The only thing I remember is like the warthog. Like there's an area with the warthog near the end, and I do remember. I think we played through it in like 2 days. I think it was one of those things like we went pretty hardcore and pretty late. Even the first night, I think we played until like 2 or 3 in the morning, which is probably why we don't remember it so well
Yeah.
because it was
Probably.
so late. But I mean, I'm fairly certain that I like let you guys skip school to
Oh
play
yeah.
Halo.
Yeah, that happened a couple times, even with like COD. I remember like one of my favorite gaming memories was like coming home from school and seeing Mountain Dew, which had a double XP code, and a bag of Doritos, which also had double XP code, and Modern Warfare 3 just sitting on the table when I got home from school. And I was so happy. Like that's one of my best like gaming memories ever. Like I just think about that a lot.
I love it.
Gary was jealous that I got to stay home, so he told me you were gonna get arrested.
He told you I was gonna get arrested.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
not going to
remember
school.
that.
Because he was so mad. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh man.
Oh, watch this. Watch this kill right here. I think Ethan takes the lift. Yeah, you guys almost bumped into each other. And then watch this nade right here. This guy just flies right at me. Right? And I think somebody else's nade killed me right here. He just comes flying
Nice.
right at me. And then boom, I blow up. I'm like, wait a minute. Somebody that was friendly fire, I think. I'll blame our teammate that who shall remain unnamed right there. But So I don't know. This is super fun for me though. Just getting to hang with you guys. Like I talked about it on the last episode, how like when I bought you guys each a copy of MCC just so we could, we could get some games
Yeah.
and we just got to find the sweet spot. We got to find the Gav's not a big fan of the Halo 3 battle rifle.
I
which
also
he's
played a lot of like SWAT was like my main
Oh
thing, and
yeah.
Griffball for
SWAT.
multiplayer.
Okay. I got you. Do you have any like you mentioned Gary, like do you have any fond memories of playing Halo games with him or like Kainoa or any of those guys back in the day, or was it mostly COD?
Mm, at that point, it was Destiny.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
you were.
stopped playing Halo, and then Gary said he was super good at it, so I had him versus you because he wouldn't stop talking about it.
Oh, how did that go?
You destroyed him.
I don't. If I remember right, he didn't even get a kill. If I'm.
Yeah, he had like maybe one or two.
You gotta let him get one just to feel
Oh
not too
yeah,
bad
he had
about himself.
exactly one because we were all freaking out because he needed like two more or something
Oh,
to get.
before I got the perfection on him.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. I feel like I actually remember that match. Like we might have played like it might even
I
have been like
briefly
Halo 2
remember that.
anniversary, like in the like on the Ascension map or something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but um yeah, it's just crazy. It was weird, like even purchasing the game for you guys. I tried to write you some little like sentimental notes or whatever, just because it was like, man, like this was like an event for us, like
Not really.
when Halo would come out, like you guys said, like 3 and ODST and 4. And then I think by the
Reach
time
even.
5 came out, oh yeah, and Reach, but I think by the time 5 came out, you guys had kind of like Destiny was a big thing, and I was hoping 5 was going to be amazing, and it just didn't really happen. And
It
I
didn't
mean,
hit like it used to.
yeah, and you guys were, I know for sure, you guys were playing like Black Ops and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
COD.
yeah.
Yeah, COD had really kind of taken over. So, but I mean, this would be kind of fun though. Do you guys got to remember the Christmas where you both got Xbox Ones?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Like, I want to hear it, like, kind of from your perspective. Gav, maybe you can start it for us.
I was so mad because I got Skylanders, but I had a 360 and it was for Xbox One, and we couldn't go return it and get the 360 version because GameStop was closed.
Because so Christmas Eve, your grandma got you Skylanders for Xbox One.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No.
Like, it didn't cross my mind once. I was just like, that's so annoying. I don't get to play it for like 3 days.
Oh no.
And then Christmas morning, how like
Did I
walk
cry?
what I think you did. I think that wasn't the
There's
first
too many
console you
times.
cried. Like you would get so excited over consoles. Like it was awesome.
Dude,
You
they
know?
were sick.
Yeah.
There was nothing better than going down on Christmas night. You guys just got done wrapping presents and go to bed. And we go down and look at the tree, and I would just look for game cases. I would look for game cases, and that would be like the main thing I would look for. And I would see so many, and that was just the most hype thing ever. I would get so excited seeing those game cases because I knew it was gonna be an Xbox game or something, and I was so pumped.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be, but I was just super excited.
Was it Black Ops 2 that?
Yeah.
That your mom went on eBay because I think it was around like 2008 and stuff, when stuff was like, money was super tight. Like I worked like 14 different jobs
Yeah.
and that year, and she got on eBay to try to save, $10 or whatever, and ended up buying just a case. The game, it was like just the box. It didn't have the disc in it,
Like,
and
did they scam her or did she
yeah,
just?
oh, like no, it was one of those things that like in the fine print it said there was no game. And
Oh,
so here we are, like pretty much broke. We're trying our best to try to get you guys something that's going to make it, a good Christmas. And she's just like, I find her like in the fetal position in our room, just like crying. And I'm
No.
like, yo, it's eBay. Don't worry. Like, we'll get it. And I think I ended up taking a bunch of games and going trading them in at GameStop. And we ended up getting you guys both Call of Duty or whatever.
I
Because I think there
remember.
was also I think there was a game code on the inside, like some kind of skin or something, So
Yeah.
I was like, I want to make sure we get new ones so you guys can get that too. But
We would have like certain days that we'd be able to play it. And I remember one time it was my day and I had Austin over and Ethan came up and just while we were playing took it out of the Xbox and brought it to his room. I just remember sitting there and crying.
I don't remember that at all, but that sounds like something I would do.
Ethan,
Oh
let's talk
man.
about that Christmas where you got the Xbox. Like, do you remember console Christmases for me were always like the most memorable thing, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys remember? You guys were sitting next to each other, and you both like. Did you have an idea that that's what was in those boxes?
No.
I don't think so, no. They were pretty big boxes, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
I still have mine.
Still
Yeah,
have the
mine's still
box.
It's in
mine's
the
in my
garage.
closet. I can't
Don't they
The
speak.
have
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed on the back? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you guys remember what happened that year?
I don't remember.
Uh, Xbox Live got hacked.
Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh! Oh
That
my
was
gosh! Now I
terrible.
remember everything. I remember
Okay,
everything that happened that year.
okay, perfect.
Oh my
We
gosh!
couldn't download anything and I was so mad
I was
because like
so annoyed.
I'm so used to 360, just put the disc in
Yep.
and we had to download it and we couldn't play anything because it was all down.
Dude, those guys were rats. They literally took down PSN and Sony and Microsoft. They just freaking targeted them the whole
Yep.
Christmas, and they would just tweet about it and laugh at all of us.
Lizard
Everyone's trying to
Squad.
get on. Yep, freaking Lizard Squad. I
I
still
was so
remember it.
I remember logging into my Xbox and then like it wouldn't work, So then like I changed I thought maybe I was getting hacked,
Mhm.
right? So like I changed my password and uninstalled my profile and then
Oh
couldn't put it back
no.
on and I was like, what is going on? Like I was getting irate. And then I'm trying to go down and like figure out, in your rooms to try to get yours
Mhm.
going. And I'm just like, okay, something bigger's happening here. And then you go on to Xbox support and it was like, oh yeah, they just got hammered all
Yeah.
all day
For like
long.
a
Just
couple days too, wasn't
yep.
it? Like it was
Yeah, it
almost like
took
a week long.
and I think PlayStation took even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just horrible. You guys finally got your own console, your own Xbox Ones for your room, and then couldn't even play them. Like
No.
couldn't even play them
I
at all.
made I
So
made so many memories on that Xbox, like with like streaming and like I played Call of Duty mainly on that Xbox. But I made and Minecraft, Call of Duty and Minecraft I played so much and streamed both of those so much back in the day. Me and Isaiah, we would always play like Advanced Warfare. And like, oh my goodness, the coolest thing with COD is like you can have clans and like the clans like in game, like you can get achievements for your clan and whatnot and
mm,
like have like a gold clan tag or something. And we would just stream that on our Xbox Ones and because you could stream from the Xbox One. It was so sick.
oh yeah.
And we were
Yeah.
grinding hard. Like I feel like we grinded so much harder before we like had all this nice like PCs and stuff playing on that like Xbox and everything, reading chat off like a tab on our monitors. Like, oh, that was so fun. Those are
Another
some good
thing is
times.
like I didn't get the 360 in my room until the Xbox One came out.
Right.
And then I got your Slim.
Yep.
So Ethan probably has a lot more just because he had the 360.
Oh sure. Yeah, I got you. You had to play upstairs or whatever.
Because yeah, we finally got our own rooms.
Right.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, and I mean it's not Halo, but tell us about Call of Duty, Gav.
We go to the ghost launch, and that was the one that you were getting arrested for because we weren't going to school.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
And maybe like probably not even an hour into playing, I have the Xbox sitting up on the floor, and I had my blanket, and I was sitting out with my legs out, and Sophie is at my feet and rolls over and knocks over the Xbox. And I just hear like a and then the screen goes black, and it's like cannot read disk, and it completely scratched a perfect ring in the disc.
Oh yeah, it was
And
game
I was
over.
on YouTube looking up how to fix discs, so I was up at like 2 a.m. putting toothpaste on my new game and freaking out. And then didn't say anything for like a week and was really enjoying Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart
Yeah.
8
On the
comes
DS.
out on the Wii, right? It was Mario Kart 8 on the Wii, and you're upstairs playing that when Call of Duty comes out, and I'm like, finally, like 4 days of this, and I'm like, okay, dude, what happened? And you're like, nothing. I'm like, all right, let's go down to your room. I want you to turn on Call of Duty for me. And you're like, it got knocked over. Sophie knocked it over. There's a huge scratch in it. It won't play. It's ruined. I'm sorry. And Xbox had just updated or recently had updated. I think, I don't know, within a couple it was a relatively new thing, but you could install games on your hard drive. So I was like, well, go get Ethan's game real quick. And we installed it, and then your game would still run as a startup, so you were still able to play, even with the massive, massive scratches that were in that thing.
I remember watching him put toothpaste and deodorant all over the back of the disc. I was like, what are you doing?
I love it. All right. Well, hey guys, thanks for taking the time to chat, like, and kind of take a trip down memory lane. Like,
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun. So that's gonna do it for this episode of the Halo Infinite podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.
Please call us at your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.